Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 15 Good Minutes. It's your guy, Coach B. Looks like I'm rocking solo today, but I can do that. We're taping on a day that we don't normally tape on, and we did schedule this time, but I don't see either one of my guys in the lobby. So my guess is they assume it's a different time. But as they say, the show must go on. This is an exciting weekend. This weekend in pro football is the Wildcard Weekend, right? So all the shaking and baking that it took for some teams to flush out, and some didn't find out just until the last game they played, whether they be in or not. So we're going to focus today on the wild card games. There are 6 of them coming up this weekend. We're going to dive in, give you a couple thoughts on it, and we're going to be out. So the 6 games are: we've got Cleveland playing against the Texans. We've got Miami Dolphins playing against the Chiefs. We've got Pittsburgh Steelers against Buffalo Bills, Green Bay Packers against the Dallas Cowboys, the LA Rams against the Detroit Lions, and Philadelphia Eagles against Tampa Bay Bucks. So let's take a look at the 2 Saturday games first. Cleveland against the Texans, I think is going to be a very interesting game. Is there a better story right now in NFL, than Joe Flacco? I'll be honest. I don't know what Joe was doing before he got the call. All the preseason stuff, about Cleveland getting their quarterback right. And then injuries, they happen in the league. But I, for one, pretty much thought that when Joe came in, serviceable at best. And I've only seen a few highlights since he's been back, but the former Super Bowl quarterback is out there slinging it. So on the flip side of that coin, I kind of like what I'm seeing with CJ Stroud and the Texans. I didn't get to see a lot of them. I will say, for the record, that if you go all the way back to our preseason picks, I think it was JR who actually said his surprise team this year would be the Texans. And you got to give that to JR right now, because they are playing very, very well. CJ's got him hustling. He's not making mistakes, but he's doing more than just managing. He's out there. He seems to have the command of the team. Second game on Saturday has Miami traveling to Kansas City. Now, Miami would have been hosting a game some point this weekend, maybe not Saturday, but it would have been this weekend against Buffalo had they hung on and won the last game of the season, which was this past Sunday night. They were hosting Buffalo, and quite honestly, Buffalo made a ton of turnovers and really weren't doing that well until they had a special teams play that turned it around for them. They got the dub. So now Buffalo gets to host a game, and Miami's the one that has to go on the road. Miami and Kansas City, to me, would be interesting because they just, to me, underperform. And what I mean by that, I'll tell you in different ways. Maybe the collective expectation for Kansas City is that, they're always going to be this perennial powerhouse. They're not. A lot of teams showed how easy they are to beat. I saw Mahomes, lose his composure a couple times. Things aren't coming as easily for Kansas City. I still think they're a very good football team. Miami caught my attention early on. They're out there getting it. They're playing well. They got a good thing going. They were featured on HBO's Hard Knocks this season. I like their coach as well. But then it seems like some games that I felt not necessarily were going to be easy, but games they should win, they struggled with. Again, Buffalo did everything in their power to give that game to Miami on Sunday, and Miami found a way to lose that. So that's going to be an interesting game. I guess I should call these as I'm going. I'm going to give that one to the Chiefs at home. Going back to Cleveland and Cleveland and the Houston Texans. I'm going to give that one to Cleveland. I'm going to give that to the road team. Why not? We're doing winners. I don't have a crew here today. What they going to say, right? Moving on to Sunday, Pittsburgh Steelers at Buffalo. A couple of quick points here. I found it interesting in the last week or so, the number of media folks and others who were kind of alluding to the fact, that Pittsburgh should sever its relationship with Mike Tomlin. On the one hand, he has not had a losing season. On the other hand, he won one Super Bowl, and apparently that was, I guess, close to the time that right after Bill Cowher left. Whatever that happens, that's the nature of sports. I think he's one of the best coaches in the league. I think the players like him. I think his organization likes him. I've talked about this on this platform before. I am a little concerned about the whole win now mentality, as if we're now of a mindset that everybody can win everything right now. Having a conversation, with Freddie about this the other day about how, on the basketball front, Golden State is not what Golden State used to be. Get over it. They can't be that team all the time. Well, Pittsburgh, to me, hasn't been quite the same since Big Ben retired. I think they held on to him a little too long and could have been cultivating a quarterback, which was part of their challenge. But at the end of the day, Mike Tomlin has his guys ready to play. They got a road game. They're playing in Buffalo. Talk about Buffalo for a second. Any other year, I would have been saying this is going to easily be Buffalo's game. I don't say that anymore because this is a team who also underperformed. And I'm saying it as a team, but realistically, what I'm really talking about is Josh Allen. I feel that he's pressing. I feel that he's trying too hard. The things that he's doing, he makes more turnovers than anybody on offense. Number one. Number two, they don't have a productive running game, in my opinion. He's their leading rusher. So scheming against him is not that hard. Bringing him down is. He's a big guy. I get that. But I just don't know, is he going to show up and try to do too much, which if they get down, you can count on a couple of picks, maybe a fumble or not. So to me, I do believe Buffalo is the favorite. I'll give them the nod, but if we come back this time next week and we're talking about how the Pittsburgh Steelers won, I don't want any of you folks to be surprised because that can definitely happen. The other game on Sunday, Green Bay goes to Dallas, and everybody's talking about how Dallas is one team at home, another team on the road. Fair enough. I'm going to do my level best to not be a Cowboys hater here. I gotta be. I just don't like them. It's nothing personal. They should win the game. However, I'll be pulling for Green Bay. I haven't seen enough of Green Bay to give you guys a real, serious breakdown. That's something I would have gotten from Freddie. But Green Bay's on the road. They're in the playoffs. They have a shot. It's anybody's game, but realistically, Dallas should win that game. Moving on. This is my most interesting wildcard playoff game of this weekend. You've got the LA Rams going to play in Detroit against the Lions. Interesting to me because you have Jared Goff, coming back to Detroit since he was traded. And oh, by the way, Matt Stafford was the guy that he was traded for, and Matt is now on the Rams. So you have that whole dynamic working. I talked about how JR had picked the Texans as his surprise team. My not surprising team in that same episode is Detroit. I like them. I like the way they play. I like their coach. I do like McVay, but I don't think the Rams have what it take. I'm giving this one to Detroit. So Monday, last game of the week is going to be on Monday night. Philadelphia Eagles at Tampa. Yet another team that has taken a nosedive. Philadelphia started the year off so hot, now not so much. I think, I haven't looked it up. I think they've lost 5 of their last 6. In any event, they're not the Philadelphia team that they were. I don't know if Hurts is hurt. Going to be a very interesting game. I do believe Philadelphia should win. And let's give a tip of the cap to Baker Mayfield. I'm not a big Baker fan, and you've known this if you listen to this show for any length of time. But I think what he's done, after being released, what he's done in Tampa this year, to me deserves a round of applause. Now, somebody in the NFC South has to win. We talked about this early on the show. I think it's probably the worst division in football. But that, somebody's got to win it. We said the same thing a year ago. We were talking about Jacksonville. Something in some of these divisions, it's just not good play all around. I think this is one of them. I'm going to pick Philadelphia for this particular game. And if Philadelphia loses, I think it'll be a testament to the how the season came about for those guys. But um, right now, Philly should win that. So, in a recap, let's do this one more time, real quick. Saturday, Browns at the Texans. I was going with Cleveland on that one. Dolphins at the Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs on that one. Steelers at the Bills. I'm going with the Bills on that one. Packers at the Cowboys. Going with the Cowboys on that one, but I'm pulling for Green Bay. Let's remember that. Rams at the Lions. I'm going with the Lions on that. And then on Monday night, Eagles at the Buccaneers. I'm going with the Eagles. And that is Wildcard Weekend. A couple of quick notes before we roll out. Congratulations to Coach Nick Saban, who announced his retirement this week. He's a lot of things, but I admired him. I admired his stick-to-itiveness. I like the way that he ran his organization, the way he coached his guys. I think he was good for college football, and it does my heart good to see a guy go out on his own terms, still at the top of his game. I think Nick is 70 or 71, but congratulations to him and the number of championships that he's won over the years. And let's give a championship. Let's give a shout out and a congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines, who won the championship game on Monday night from start to finish. I don't think Washington was ever in it. We talked about the key to game. Mine was who could control that line of scrimmage, and the Washington O-line was no match for the Michigan D-line. They were all in Penix's grill. They had him moving. They had him uncomfortable. They had him doing things that he didn't have to do all year long, and I think it showed in the team's play. Congrats to Washington on getting there still, but you got to tip your cap to Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines for doing a great job this season. So that's all we got this week. Again, was rocking it solo. I hope I did okay for you guys. We'll come back next week, and then we'll start getting into the divisional round of the NFL and maybe a couple of other things. Oh, one more congratulations real quick. Miami Heat given the $120 million extension to Eric Spoelstra. I think that's just a great move. The timing of it too, Spo was going through a pretty public and messy divorce. I like the fact that once the divorce got final, Miami gave him the $120 million. That was a pretty smart move from the legal folks with the Heat. But it says a lot about Spo because he's been around. He started off as a video coordinator, worked his way up, got a couple championships, and this is Miami's way of saying, we want to rock with you for quite a while. So that's my last congratulations, Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat. You guys be good. Enjoy some NFL wildcard playoff football this weekend. We'll see you next week.